Hello. I give you the Squier 60s Classic Vibe Esquire. We'll say a little bit more than slightly modified. Alright. This is a Squier 60s Classic Vibe Custom Esquire. Now, a little bit of history for the people who do not know about the Telecaster and the Esquire. What came first was the Esquire before the Telecaster. Now, the Esquire they had, and as far as what I know, is they had, when they called it the Esquire, they got sued. Fender was sued by Gretsch because they had a drum set that was also named the Esquire. If there's any discrepancy, you can let me know in the comments and such. But because of it, they had changed it to the Telecaster, and instead of the one pickup as you see here, they put the two pickups in. The neck pickup, the silver encased or steel cased pickup that we normally see on Telecasters. And they also changed the wiring on these. Now this one is modified. This guitar here has, well, first I will go over and say what they used to be. What it used to be is with the single pickup, and it had a three-way toggle switch on it. The toggle switch was only you had at the going toward the bridge. What it did was it cut the volume and tone controls out of the loop. It just went direct to the output jack. Then the second was only the volume, and then all the way toward the neck, the third position, it was both the volume and tone controls on this. Well, that's what it was on for this when I originally got it. But, and I love the sound of it, don't get me wrong. The pickup that was in it before sounded good, sounded all right. But I wanted a little bit more. Wanted a little bit more to the Classic. So, what I have on this is probably my only guitar that I have that has a Seymour Duncan. It is a vintage 54, I believe. So it kind of goes a little bit farther back than, as far as tone-wise, than maybe what the pickups were in the 60s. So you get a lot of that twangy, very clean sound out of them that Telecasters and Esquires are known for. I mean, the Esquire back in the late 50s, early 60s were supposed to be your budget at that time, your budget guitar. But it has survived all this time from then. Now, to me, I love Telecasters. I know I may be more of a rock kind of player, but these Esquires have a good place in rock music. You've had some people throughout, use Telecasters and Esquires, even modified a couple along the years. Right now, Squier has three different Esquire models that they come up with, that they have their 60s classic vibe. Then they have the Sonic, I believe it's a Sonic series Esquire that they have that has a humbucking pickup instead of the single coil, but it doesn't have a switch, and it has the volume and tone controls. The other they have is there from the same series as my offset Telecaster, the Paranormal series, which they have the Squier. It is the Squier Esquire Deluxe, which has one humbucker on it, a wide range humbucker that they put on it. And that, and it has a chicken knob switch up here, which I think is kind of cool. And it doesn't have the regular Telecaster headstock. It has more the Telecaster Deluxe, the Strat, the old 60s Strat style headstock, the big headstock, which I think that looks very cool. I'm when it comes to Strats or Tellies, or I should say the Telly Deluxe. The Telly Deluxe is what I like that headstock with the two humbuckers and that. But when it comes to actual Telecasters themselves, I totally love the headstocks on them. So that's just me. I think probably I got into Telecasters from watching the old movie Crossroads, Ralph Macchio and him cutting heads with Steve Vai. And ever since I heard the music from Crossroads, I was getting more into Telecasters. But it was later on in life that I actually decided to go over and get one. And when I wanted to get one that was like Telecaster or Telecaster like, I saw this at Sweetwater and I'm like, I must get this. So it has, now, I'll give you a little bit of specs on this one. It is a maple neck with 22 narrow tall frets, which are good. They are good. Setup was pretty good on this. The tuners on the headstock are not the stock ones that I had on here. What these are Wilkinson Deluxe tuners that I replaced the stock tuners with, that have white plastic like peg heads on them, or the tuners themselves. I just thought putting it on there was a better look for the guitar. That was just me, because given the body is also double bound, I just thought with that it would be a really cool vibe to go with this classic vibe. Pun intended. Okay. Now, the body is, I believe it's alder, but I could be wrong. Me. It is double bound, like I said before, on front and back. Which I think this has a very cool look to it. There. The sunburst on this, they had a couple different models, and you can pick different, you can look at weight, what the guitar looks like, and see if there's any defects, or because some people get kind of picky about their guitars. I'm kind of not, but when I saw this, I thought, I want to get one that looks really cool and that doesn't have any defects and stuff like that. And Sweetwater was very good at hooking me up with that. Now, the other things, as you may see, this had a regular white, parchment white, pickguard on here. I decided to go with the white pearloid kind of thing. So it gives it really cool with the sunburst and this. I think it gives it a very cool, we'll kind of say a nice little countryish kind of vibe to it. Excuse me. Now, the electronics here on this. Like I said, I put a Seymour Duncan Vintage 54 in this. The bridge is not stock either. It is an actual Fender Telecaster bridge. And that, if I can get it, I can put the ashtray on. I could put the ashtray cover on this. And as you can see, I have also the barrel, or the stock barrel that they had on these. The intonation was okay, but with these are Wilkinson brass saddles. Made it a lot easier to get closer to getting it intonated really well. Now a little caveat on here: it will not get perfect, but it'll get close enough. These are compensated saddles, and I would highly recommend if you have a Telecaster or an Esquire that has the 3 screws that hold these type of barrel intonators, the bridge, I would highly recommend to go over and get them, to get compensated saddles, to go over right here and get your intonation closer. I won't say perfect, but closer. And I know that there's some bridges out there that you might have individual saddles and stuff. That, to me, that kind of takes away from the mojo of this kind of guitar, of a Telecaster or a Esquire. Now, a little bit of the, we'll say the secret sauce in this guitar is the electronics. Now, what I have is it is a wiring harness that I got from, the name of the guy is JD Palatus. He is on eBay, and he's also on Reverb. He makes wiring harnesses for Telecasters, Strats, other guitars, but he has ones for the Esquire that have a little bit more. Now, the original had a 3-way toggle. This one has 4. What it is for this, when it's at the bridge, or when it's toward the bridge, it is cutting, as I said before, the original, it would be bypassing the volume and tone controls right straight to the output jack, which the output jack, just to hold off for a second, is a True Tone output jack that I put in this. I have been really liking the True Tones. You can get them at Amazon, and they're not very expensive. I think they're like, you can get a 2-pack for like 10-15 bucks, I believe. They hold very well. You're gonna have to really yank on. I mean, you would have to, if you're gonna break your jack, I will go over and say it, you are gonna have to freaking drop this thing from your roof to go over right here and probably bust this jack. Now, with this kind of jack, though, it has its kind of in the body, but it's kind of sunk in a little bit. So if you're using an angled cord, if you have a cord with that's angled, 45, probably would not use that kind of jack on, or that kind of cable on, with that kind of connector on this, because it might be hard for it to seat in even with a True Tone. For this, I would recommend just using a straight jack and be careful. The second position, you have just the volume knob that you can go over and use. Third position is both the volume and tone controls. Fourth, just for a little, like I said about that secret sauce there, you go all the way to the neck position, and what it does is put the pickup in almost kind of it gives an effect like a cocked wah. Like you have your wah set not all the way down, not all the way up. It's like somewhere in the middle. So you kind of get a little bit of an out of phase, different kind of sound to it. Makes it a little darker, and you can still use the volume and tone controls on this. I wanted the guitar to have just a little extra on here, so with all that being said, why don't we go over and listen to this bad boy? All right, let's do it. Hello there. I want to take this time to go over and tell you about my second channel. It is Jason's Guitar Shed 2. There I have my cover songs, original songs, that full-length originals that I will be doing soon on that channel. Plus, I'm also going to be recording video of other bands that I like or know from around the northern Illinois area. So, stay tuned. Like and subscribe my other channel. I know that there is a lot of you that go over and watch my videos and are not subscribed. So I ask you to go over and subscribe to my channel, and that we can help this channel grow more, and make it prosper. So, love you, all my subscribers. Much appreciated. And we will see you all in the coming videos. All right. Thank you.